What up, world? What's going on? This your boy Sharwick right here at Live Wix. And guess what? And guess who? I have in the studio with me this and we're going live right here at noon, 12:10 noon here at Live Wix. I got special guests with me in the building, none other than the man himself, DJ DOGSTYLE. What's going on, man?
Wolf, what's up with you, bro?
Wolf. That's what I'm talking about. Wolf, man. Hey, man, I was talking to you earlier in the week, man. I talked to you, and I wanted to have you on the show and come and talk a little bit about yourself and how far you've came. You know what I'm saying? And especially in the realms of DJ. Okay. Um, like I say, I'm just elated to have you here, man. I put in the call to you. Was like, man, say when, say when, and say less. I'm there.
Yeah,
So,
heck yeah.
I'm super excited, man. Um, from the West Coast,
Yeah.
California,
Yep.
Texas, to all over. I mean, you've been around, man. So tell us a little bit about you, man, and how you doing.
I'm blessed. That's you know what I'm saying. Starting off, I'm blessed. I can't call that no other way. My uncle used to DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. My uncle Lonnie, he used to DJ, and never really thought I was gonna take after him, but yeah, he used to DJ. Uh, I actually got into it watching a guy at a lowrider show.
Hmm.
I've always been into music um, uh, since '72. I've been listening, you know, what I'm saying, listening to music, just listening to music. I started off with Journey, Austin, Foreigner, Led Zeppelin, Kiss, Tina Turner, um, The Who, The Doors, Beatles. I started off in rock.
Wow.
I didn't know nothing about R&B.
I didn't know you started off with rock, man.
Yeah, I
I did
started
not
that.
know.
Man, I know classic rock. Man, I know classic rock.
Wow.
Captain and Tennille. Yeah, I used to watch that TV show.
Oh my God. Look who I got on the show, man. That's what I'm talking about right here. People like yourself, man, that pioneer, that legendary in what you do. Okay. And I've spoken to a lot of people who have actually you have mentored and they came through here. They've actually DJ'd here at Live Wix, man. And man, I'm gonna get back to that. I'm gonna get back to that. I
Yeah,
want to
it's
know
all
a little
good.
bit about you, man. How was life growing up? Family, school, et cetera, et cetera.
Um,
Stuff.
it was cool, like every normal childhood. You know what I'm saying? I got two sisters. The fourth came along a little later. I have three sisters, no brothers. Oldest.
Okay.
On my mom's side, I'm the number one everything. Number one grandkid, number one uncle, number one nephew, number one cousin. I'm the oldest. I'm the firstborn.
You all the above. Number one mentor.
Yeah.
People always reference who? Dog style. Man, when it comes to turntables, vinyls, and et cetera, man, they always reference you as number one, man.
Yeah,
And that's a good thing, man.
I'm shocked. I don't look at myself as being nowhere near number one. I'm like one, and it's like a few zeros behind that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people that I look up to. Um, Heck yeah. Um, Joe Salazar is one guy that I look up to. He's a DJ out in DFW. Uh, uh, Music wise, Fresh 45 crew. Those guys are very knowledgeable. I got a guy, Brian Coonrod. That's who I buy some of my records from.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go digging with him, it's cool because I don't have to really dig that hard. He digs with me.
He digs with you.
He does. You know what I'm saying? He knows it's his store, so he knows what he has. He knows what I like. And so he's always like, hey, you got to copy this. You got to copy this. Have you heard this? And he'll throw on some stuff, and I'm like, heck yeah, man, I need that. I need two copies of that, you know. So you know, people look up to me, but there's levels in it. I got folks I look up. This morning, I was watching my sensei,
Mhm.
the one that you know that you know he's somewhat meant to me a bit. I was watching him this morning do his thing on Twitch.
Mhm.
Childhood music. It's music. We took piano lessons, so I learned how to read sheet music.
Oh, wow.
People don't know what sheet music is.
No, they don't know what sheet music is. They don't. A lot of them is by ear. So,
I learned how to read sheet music.
wow,
Me and my sister used to play recitals.
you learn something every day. I did not know that. So, I mean, I know we've been coming around each other. You've been coming around here
Yeah,
for what, the last 4 or 5 years, 6
easy,
years?
easy
So,
for
somewhere around that, 4 years,
it's been 4 years.
4 years.
Easy 4 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
We started off playing piano. Um, um, we used to have to come home and practice playing, and we got in trouble. Man, mispractice?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, trust me. You wasn't gonna sit down. You were gonna practice standing up that night. And we still had homework. We still had chores.
Man, that's amazing. I'm a finna I'm a versus take this back, man. As far as family, school, etc. Now a lot of people don't know you. Like I was speaking to you earlier, veteran,
Yeah, yeah.
military. So after school, what high school did you graduate from?
James Logan, baby, Union City, California. James Logan Coach.
Now, you're originally from California, right?
Yeah. So I am born in Louisiana,
Born in Louisiana.
raised in California. I spent 2 years in Louisiana. Actually, it was less than that. Probably about a year and a half, and then we spent a year in Colorado before we moved to uh, California. We
Okay.
moved to LA,
Oh,
and then from LA we moved to San Francisco. From San Francisco, moved to Union City, and Union City is where I grew up at. That's where I got my teeth and everything.
wow, man. That's what's up, man. I know a lot of people speak to you about you mentioned Cali a lot.
Yeah,
So and that West Coast vibe.
I
So
do.
that's funny, man. Which brings us to this question, man. And I thank you for your services too,
I
man.
appreciate
And
you.
all you've done. We can't thank you enough. But thank you for your services, man.
Appreciate the support.
How would you um, describe yourself, just as a person? How would you describe? Because a lot of people don't know. Dog Style is pretty laid back. He kind of to himself a little bit. From what I
I
experience, is
am.
always respectful. You know.
I'm.
So
I don't get in other folks' business. I'm laid back like a dead fly. Um, I kind of keep to myself and watch. I try to be as humble as possible.
okay.
If you always see me when I come to you, man, you know, I always try to stay in the corner,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Because I don't need the limelight. I like enjoying the atmosphere.
That's one reason why I wanted to get you on this show, man. Talk to you because a lot of people still figuring out who is Dog Style. Other than DJing, other than the vinyl turntables, et cetera, people don't really know who Dog Style is. Um, becoming a DJ, becoming a DJ. Um, what was some of the things or inspiration? What motivated you or inspired you to wanna, become a DJ,
Um,
along with other things?
just being able to, so there was a guy that DJ'd on our radio station in California called KSOL 107.7. Rest in peace to Michael Erickson. That was his name. Michael Erickson was the Bay Area Tina Marie.
Mm, mm,
Didn't know what he looked like.
mm,
Every now and then he would say something on the mic,
mhm.
but man, he would rock them tables like nobody's business.
Wow, that's funny you say that because usually very Marie because everybody thought she was a sister
Everybody thought Michael Erickson was black and white.
girl. He black and white. People say,
Man,
"What, man?"
that brother was so white it was a shame.
You know what? And that goes to show, man. And what?
Because it was by seven.
So the good guys. How long you been teaching?
Since 1983. Yes, sir.
Wow, so that's been what 30 years plus?
30 plus years.
Oh my God.
I used to make um I used to make my own mixtapes. And so I had a cassette deck that had a pause button on it. And
Mhm,
then I had an 8-track player also
mhm.
on there. So I would play a song on the 8-track, and I would record the part that I wanted, pause it, and then because 8-track didn't have rewind, I got to listen to the whole 8-track
Yeah,
to get back to the part where I wanted to record. In the process of listening to the 8-tracks, I was able to purchase 45 because
okay.
I didn't have enough money for albums at that time, and I didn't really care about the whole album. I cared about the song.
Mhm.
So I had a couple of 45s, and I started messing with those and playing, uh, saying making my own mixtape. So I had a 15-minute version of a Tommy Dog.
15-minute version.
I man, record, pause, record, pause, record, pause. Move that needle, man. Put the record over, record because it's Tommy Dog on both sides.
Right.
One's a remake. I mean, one's a remix, and the other side is the regular version. I was mixing both of those together, man. 15-minute version of a Tommy Dog.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
you had him. Woof.
I love, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Woof.
I loved it. Tommy Dog was one of my favorite songs. Parliament, one of my favorite groups. Man, Michael Harrison used to play some Funkadelic in Parliament, and I would be in my bedroom dancing. My sisters attest to it. They saying I ain't got to lie to you. I'm telling y'all stuff that very few people know
So
about.
you the older brother. Did your sisters kind of spoil you a little bit, man? I know
Yeah,
you
to a
the
certain, to a little bit they did. Like I had my younger sister at the time. She would make sure I had my clothes matched.
together, right?
I took her breakfast, she took my clothes out. My middle sister, that was the muscle. You know what I'm saying? She just laid in the cut, and yeah, if something went down, she was the first one to jump. You know what I'm saying? You had to watch out because she usually had something in her hand when she was jumping. You know what I'm saying? So um, I didn't have to worry about nothing, but they didn't have to worry about nothing either.
Right.
They went through on, people respected them because they knew who I was.
How would you in DJ? How would you describe your style? Your style and and, and what techniques would you use to engage your audience? And what was your style and what techniques, if it was
You know,
you know what I mean?
people always say they like my style, and I don't I don't see it. I don't see a style.
Okay.
Um,
First, right?
I just see music.
Okay.
I don't and I'm not lying. People, so I have a Twitch page, and people come to my room and they kick it, and they constantly say, "Hey, I like your vibe, I like your style. That's why I come hang out here."
Mhm.
I still have not seen what my style is. I play what I like to hear, and then I also play what I think goes together. I like when I play two songs. I like the beats to somewhat complement each other. So if there's a nice funk beat going, I like to continue with a nice funk beat until I can change up to something else.
Mhm.
Um, I like to listen to everything on one set. I don't like to listen to just straight. Well, I take that back. I can, but I like to, when I DJ, I like to play everything because I don't know who's watching. I
That's
don't know
true.
who's listening.
That brings us questions like what are some of your favorite genres of music? And you actually just answered. That was one of the
All
questions that I had.
all except for country, and even country, I do tolerate to a certain extent.
Hmm.
Um, but I like funk, I like jazz, I like hip hop, I like gangsta rap, I like classical, I like um, pop, I like classic rock, some heavy metal, um, new wave. Yeah,
That's cool, man. That is cool. Is it any difference between is it any difference being in front of a live audience or behind? And what I mean by that, like a lot of people kind of you've been in a situation where you probably heard this DJ where he's carrying the ball, but then he because you know, some people kind of is different. They like rather be off in the corner DJing than out front. You know, like you might notice you like to be out front in the stage,
Well,
right?
yeah, that's where
So
DJ's supposed to be.
what's the difference? What, I mean, tell me a little bit about the
So
difference and feeling and stuff like
being out in front, so to me, the DJ is for one, the DJ is the first element of hip hop. So the DJ is always first. Being out in front allows you to command. No general commands from a corner. A general commands from in front of his troop, so his troop can see his
that.
authority. The DJ has authority over a DJ should have authority over the crowd.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is the DJ should be able to move the crowd, make the crowd happy, sad, make them jump, make them do the boogaloo. That's the DJ's job.
That's his job.
At the same time, it's also supposed to make them say, "Man, I remember that, and I remember the chick I was with that. I remember how she did me." And that's, oh yeah, okay, it's supposed to make you, saying remember. Maybe good, some things good, some things bad. The DJ can't control what went on in your life, but most songs should be happy times. You know what I'm saying? Should make you, remember happy stuff. A DJ that's up in the corner, that's the DJ that's providing sound for someone who's on stage. You got this big old stage and you're in the corner and you're quote unquote the star. That doesn't work
That
right.
doesn't work. That being said, which I guess a lot of people look up to, a lot of people call you national. You guys go through the same with other people.
Yeah.
Um, what what skills what skills do you DJs need to be successful? Because you see
Music,
some of the you see some of the big time DJs. I'm not gonna call names because I don't want to miss out on anybody. But
no music, not just don't. So a lot of DJs just go download what they hear on the radio, and what some of their friends may be playing, and what even they may be playing. Okay, fine. That means you've captured 15 people. What about the other 8 million, 8
all
billion, 100 billion?
right,
However many people there are. Um, you have to know music, and you have to be able to, depending on what you want to do, you have to be versatile. So if you want to be and now it's called the open format DJ, and that's not that's a term that shouldn't be used. But
okay.
um, if you want to be a quote unquote open format DJ, you need to pay attention to
I was gonna ask you
media.
that. I was gonna ask you that. When you say that,
So open format is what DJs call now. You can play anything. DJs back in the day, that's what they did. Um, Flow, Wizkid, um, the first verse, he names out 10 different genres, and he says master mix those number one tunes because rap is not all number one. Rock is not all number one. Rock has number one. Rap has number one. Everybody wants to hear the number one. So why are you playing just one genre of music? Play the number ones of everything. So open format nowadays is when the DJ comes in and says, "Okay, I'm gonna play a hip hop song and I'm gonna play a rock song." Hey, that's what we've been doing back in the day.
you, how do you I mean, you understand that, and how do you how do you stay up with how you stay up to date with the latest music? I mean, that's hard. You know, music is easy to get, but it's so much. How do you stay up to date? That's all. Knowing, knowing they say knowing music, et cetera, et
You
cetera.
have to you have to pick an era and then just start studying that era.
Okay,
Um, I can't be that divulged in the music because I have to have a 9 to 5. In order for me to stay relevant, I stay constant buying records. I stay active on my Twitch page. I stay active on social media. I post where I'm going to be at. I try to attend events so I'm out in the public so people do see me. Um, and then it's word of mouth.
explains the next question I was going to ask. Next question I'm going to ask you is, how do you approach marketing as a DJ? Like you just said, it kind of explains. You know what I'm saying? I know
So
it's a question you think about.
the nitty gritty of it, you have to pimp yourself,
Okay.
and that's it. You have to pimp yourself.
Okay.
You have to put yourself on the corner and flag down a job.
Okay.
Hey, this is what I got. You looking for a good time? Listen to this.
Specifically, any type of events. What are some of the
It doesn't.
special events?
It doesn't matter what event it is because um, each event is your resume for the next event.
Okay.
So when you do an event, um, or when I do an event, I try to maintain professionalism. Uh, I'm not leaving and going to smoke and coming back, or tossing down drinks. Like, actually, I very rarely drink during my set. Now, on my streaming page, drinking is part of my set.
Okay.
So we take shots on my set. But when I'm out of the house at a venue, um, I may have one or two drinks, and I'm very leery about that because I'm
Stay
working.
aware of what's taking
I need
place.
to. I'm working,
Right.
and so um, drinking on the job, work ethic. So um,
Just here's a question. I kind of last night as I was writing these questions down and studying. I It's a good question.
okay,
Okay. And this question is basically provide an, provide an example of a time when you had to adapt to an audience mood change. Give me an example of something happened like that where it might have been foolishness happening and the mood just completely changed. And you had to adapt to what came back in to get the party back on set. Tell me, give me an example. It's it's a
that's
pretty,
hard because
it's a pretty tough question.
yeah, because normally, to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever experienced a mood change.
Okay,
That's real. I don't think I've ever experienced a mood change. If I did, no one told me,
okay.
and I sure didn't pay attention to it. Um, if the crowd changes this mood, you've done something wrong.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The mood is not supposed to change unless you change it.
I would think like if you see something happening out there in the crowd and it's booming, like when you play this song, here we go now.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I'm
so
saying. You
you
as a DJ,
you
you
gotta,
control the mood.
gotta know
So if
that.
you if you got everybody dancing and all of a sudden you see this hot banging chick starts twerking and you like, oh, you know what? We're gonna make that centerfold. We're gonna make that center star. Then you start playing some music and you get her hype,
Uh-huh.
and people start forming a
Right.
circle around her.
Mhm.
Now you change the mood to fit her. Everybody's watching her. Crowd changed the mood to watch her. You've been lost the crowd.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why the crowd changed because they're not paying attention to you no more.
Mm. But and we'll get ready to wrap this thing up, man. And there's appreciate to have you on the show, man.
Man, I'm pretty sure if you ask them to come down.
Yeah. Got a couple more questions.
Sure.
What's the most rewarding part of
That right there.
it?
That's smile.
That's what I'm
That's smile. To see people bob their head when I play a song, um, actually have people come up and ask me, what is that song you're playing?
mm,
When people are involved with what I'm doing, that's the best. That's the best thing. It's cool when they sitting there, and if they're in the back table in the back of the room doing this, I'm happy with that.
mm-hmm.
If I can get one person to nod their head, I'm cool.
Did your job.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what's up, man. Um, and definitely, I've been at a couple of your events. I've been at quite a few of your events. I've been where you played at, and the vibe has been like off the chain. So you bring back a lot of memories. Some of the music you play, it explains how other producers or beat makers got some of their music.
Yep.
So there's a lot of sampling out there. Some of the hits that have been made by some of these new producers, they sample some older tracks to make that track happen.
Usually that's what I do. If I have I got a lot of original stuff, 45, and then I got the hip hop versions on some tracks.
You do.
So if I have the original, I play the original, and then I play the hip hop, so you understand. A DJ's job is to educate his audience. Educate them by one, not teaching them the same thing that they heard when they came up to see you or listen to you rather. When you educate them, you gotta give them new stuff. You can't go through high school and the only thing you learned is that Columbus discovered America. There's other stuff, there's other history that you learn, and you learn it as you progress. So a DJ is supposed to educate his crowd on what they're listening to. Because a good DJ will play songs you like listening to. A great DJ will play songs you didn't know you wanted to listen to.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm gonna touch on one before we get out of here. I want to touch on one subject. It was dear to us all, and I know a lot of times we don't get a chance to speak on it, but I do want to speak on it. This is going away from DJ, one of your good friends and brothers. Uh, uh, but not a lot of people hadn't really had the chance to speak with you about the relationship you guys had, man. And I know it's dear to you, and I like to. And there was a point in time where myself, man, when I was teared out, cried out, teared out. But I know the relationship, and the friendship, and the love for one another, man, it reigns. And I want to, a lot of people hadn't really got a chance to speak with you about that. So tell us a little bit, man. We're gonna end this thing, but I know you have a lot on your chest you want to talk about and share with people away from DJing. Just real short and simple, and sweet, man. Some of your
Hub was a good man.
Mhm.
That was my boy. That was my dog. Um, from, from the day he walked into my bedroom in Japan,
Mm, mm,
that's real. Uh, we lost track of each other. When he found me on Facebook, man, he picked me back up.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And he started sending me music that he was doing. Um, I got to hear other artists before I even moved out here. So I was listening to Loose Cannons. I was listening to New Wave. I was listening to Kinfolk Jack. I was listening to Old Soul. I was listening to oh heck, man, there's a few other cats. Fort Knox, Picasso. I was listening to these cats long before I moved here,
right,
and that was because of Hub. Hence the name.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Hub is a central location where everything comes to,
Mm,
and that's what he was. He was a central location for a lot of individuals to come to and meet because they never would have met had it not been for Hub. You know, a lot of cats, there's some cats that may have met in a roundabout, you know what I'm saying, in a roundabout way long down the line, but stuff they would have missed had they not came through and met through with Hub. You know, that's that's the good thing.
He built a relationship with us all, man. He
Yeah,
built,
yeah,
and I think we all, me, you, him, we was working on Kinfolk Jack and that
yeah,
song
yeah,
Kinfolk
yeah,
Jack and
yeah.
Complete.
Man,
Um,
that this was
oh
hilarious.
man, man, we was in the studio lab and we was
Hot
talking
water
about
cornbread.
hot water cornbread. We talking about so much,
That
so
that
much
was fun.
energy. That was fun,
That's
man.
that's that's and that's what music is about, man. That's to me that's what DJing is about. It's about having fun. Um,
Oh moment, oh
no,
moment.
no, no, no. That's you know when I DJ, man. And honestly, it's tough when I'm playing hubs joints.
Mhm.
I'm usually man upbeat. I dance. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a good time. It's music is it can tear you down, it can build you up. It's all on what you listen.
Music makes the world go round. Um, and I'm like, music inspires to do a lot of things.
Yeah, music can start a war. Music can stop a war. Music has brought together two people that have formed generations. Just one song has created, 50-year marriage, 60-year marriage, 70-year marriage, and that was because of the song. Music is Philip Cuddy said it. Music is the future, and he said music is the weapon. Music is the weapon of the future.
That's a fact. Those are facts, man. Well, man, I really and truly thank you for allowing me to take up some of your time and be
Man,
on this
this has
show,
been
man.
dope. I was
Um,
stoked. I got up this morning, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna do this interview. Let me get my steady in real quick. And I was hyped, you know what I'm saying? So, man, this is dope, bro. I
yeah,
appreciate
man. Go ahead and tell the people how to get in contact with DJ DOGSTYLE if they have a birthday party, whatever type of event. So,
you. Contact me. I'm on Twitch. You can contact me. My number is 707-712-4586. Give me a call. That's all you got to do. If I don't do your gig, trust me, I know someone who can do it.
hey, a man of many talents and a gift, a pioneer. Um, and he's not only big man, but big brother to all of us, man. He's family. So, once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and taking the time. Please like, share. If you have any comments, like and share live with case study. Uh, follow us every Sunday, 6:30, right here at Live Wix for show case study. Uh, thank you again, DJ DOGSTYLE, for joining us today and just taking a spur of the moment, man. It's an opportunity that, we got a chance to catch them all. So just thank you, man. Thank
Appreciate
you
you,
for
bro.
sharing some of the information. But you guys didn't go all the way in because there's so much. That's a whole different interview, man.
Man, yeah.
That was a whole different interview, and I know. So, but once again, thank you guys, and thank you all for tuning in with us today for Case Studies episode 8 with my guy DJ DOGSTYLE. Have a blessed evening. Enjoy and be safe.
Woof.